Alright, welcome back to the Downlane Bowling channel. Here we are with our very first review with Matty2Z's, Matt Fazzone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. We've got two new balls here, one from Roto Grip, one from Storm. We've got the XL from Roto Grip, the Ion Pro from Storm. So we are all going to throw each of them for you guys. Anthony's going to tell you about his and mine because I did not drill them and I barely even know the layouts because he's in charge of that. And then Matt's going to tell you about his because he obviously drilled his own. So let's find out about what we got on the table here, boys.
Hi, I'm the assistant to the host, Anthony Scatia, and today we've got two new balls here. We've got Kyle's drilled up 70 by 4.5 by 35. It's going to put our mass bias, I believe, right next to the thumb hole. Kyle's had some pretty good luck with the symmetrical pieces, so putting that mass bias there is going to make it roll a little more symmetrically than some of the asymmetrical stuff he already has drilled. On his Ion Pro, it's very similar. He's got another 70 by 4 by 35. Very similar, just a little bit different pin to pap. We're going to hope to get this one a little more rounded in shape, kind of keep the ball kind of just continuing a little smoother just because of where his rotation and his tilt is. For me, I've got my benchmark layouts on here. We've got 60 by 5 by 35. That's exactly what we got, 60 by 5 by 35. I've got a chance to throw both these balls already, just a little bit, because I'm going to go bowl this weekend. These two guys haven't thrown them yet, so they'll be like first look at them. Me, I've got them pretty good compliment. I'm pretty excited to throw these two. Hopefully this one is a step under our gem, and hopefully this one's a little bit farther underneath, just a little bit more than IQ, and right below that phase 2. But I've got those there. No surface changes for either of us yet. What do you got, Matt?
Mine are box 2. My Ion Pro is drilled exactly like my phase 2 and IQ Tour, 5 by 5 by 4.5. Pretty much my benchmark layout for a benchmark ball. My XL, I did something a little different, went something a little stronger. I went 4, 4.5 by 2.5. So I went a little forward, kind of ball above my harsh reality pretty much. So hopefully we hit this one right in the head.
Nail on the head. I like it. We've got two patterns out there. Yep. We've got Main Street, 41 feet, 25 milliliters, about 12 to 1. And then we've got Beaten Path, 41 feet, 26.5 milliliters, I think it's about 5.5 to 1. So we've got kind of a challenge shot out there on one pair, and we've got a house shot basically out there on the other pair to test both these balls.
If you guys are new to the channel, we've got two lefties, one righty. We all throw it a little bit different, so you'll get a good look at how your ball will react down the lane. And if you like the shirts that Anthony and I are wearing, don't look at Matt, he's irrelevant. Then you can go to Zello.com, Z-E-A-L-O gear, sorry, ZelloGear.com, Z-E-A-L-O-G-E-A-R.com, and use code WILLBOWL, number 4, food, for 10% off your shirts. Woo! That's right. And then for all of your Storm products, go to
The Lab Pro Shop at Town and Country Lane, or you can come over to Revolution's Pro Shop. Go to your local VIP Pro Shop, and which is me or Matt, and we can take care of you.
Boom. Let's go throw these rocks.
We're on Main Street. This is our recreational pattern we will be using for the next couple of videos here. We've got our XL, not Microsoft, Roto Grip. We're going to stand right at 20, and we're just going to look somewhere right around 15. We'll see what happens.
That was close to like 17, 18.
A lot of oil in the middle. Thanks, Dad. This has got the AI core in it, so it's amplified inertia. So apparently it's supposed to make me strike more, which I need a lot of, because I don't throw a lot of them. We're going to look right around 11 here. See if we can repeat it. That's pretty good there.
That one changed direction.
Yeah, it definitely it's got a little more change of direction than I anticipated. It's a little more heavier rolling. Now we got the gem out here. This is the big ball on the Roto Grip line. All these balls are basically brand new. Drilled all these last week. So you're gonna get a really close comparison. Thanks, Nick. We're gonna stand right at 15 again with our feet. Left foot first. And we're going to look at 11 again. See what happens. I predict this will be a little bit higher to roll out. Oh, I missed it. For me, that one just tumbles a little bit more forward. Bigger core. Maybe it's not a bigger core. It's got a bigger cover on it though. Micro Trax versus E-Trax Ultra. The E-Trax is probably going to be a little bit cleaner than the Micro Trax. That's why we saw that gem go a little more forward here. The XL wouldn't be too bad here. I think there's 25 milliliters out. I think the cell needs a hair bit more volume or just a little bit more length to help it get down the lane to be better than that attention star on this pattern. The gem is just way too early. What's up, guys? I'm back. This time I've got the Ion Pro here. Smells fantastic. Kiwi tart. It's my favorite flavor. The Ion Pro is a middle of the road asymmetrical bowling ball. It's got TX16 hybrid on it with a smaller core. I believe it's 248, 034, 013. So I'm expecting this ball to be a little bit smoother than the XL. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna stay in the middle here. Big dot. We're looking at 15, third arrow. See if I can make a better shot here. Little in, but it held its line pretty well. It's a little tumbly for me. Doesn't come off the spot too hard. I think the XL's just got a little bit more flare potential in there, so it kind of kicks up a little bit earlier. Has a little bit extra juice down lane. This one seems to be a hair bit smoother at 4,000 than I've seen it recently. Would I stand there normally? Probably not. It didn't look too bad. It was in a bunch of the oil. So we're gonna go 5 left, 15, and we're gonna look at 10 here. 15, 10. I know I don't hit 10, but that's what I'm looking at. See if I make a good shot here. That's smooth. That's a smooth criminal right there. What we're gonna throw now is, we're gonna give you a little bonus here. We've also got a lightning blackout, so I'm gonna compare it to a lightning blackout and an IQ Tour. That Ion is still kind of tumbly, pretty smooth for me, really benchmark looking. This one looks to be a pinch cleaner, and it has that same round shape. So we're gonna go 2 left here, and we're gonna move our eyes to 10. We're gonna stand on 15 and throw it right at 10, see how we do. That was pretty good. Yeah, so this ball is just definitely a little bit weaker. It's got REX on it, which is a stronger cover. It's got a little bit of a weaker core because it's symmetrical, but because the cover's so strong, it does blend out that dry a little bit better than something that's got the same core in it with a weaker cover style.
Performance pin. This is a little different layout for me. So I'm going to start around 23 with my feet, looking 13 at the arrows, get out to about 6, 7 down lane. Okay, so this one hooks a lot, obviously. Very early, very forward.
Welcome to the channel.
I drilled this ball for it to tumble. I needed something for the heavier volumes and longer patterns. Harsh reality was good, it just wasn't enough sometimes. So off of that, I'm going to 3 and 1 with my feet and eyes. That was a good one. So that one still could probably move it to another 1 and 1 off that, but you can tell it picked up the lane it wants to go. So I'm gonna 2 and 1 off that again. See what we got. So we are 33 at the air, or with our feet now. So 2 and 1 is too much, so we're gonna move 1 back with the left. But you can see, definitely retain the energy with the more oil in the lane. Like I said, even with the 4-inch pin, it's really not. I thought it'd be more forward, too strong, kind of bled off, but not with this cover stock on it. So 1 back to the left to feet, and then we'll throw the harsh reality, which I have compared to. Wasn't the best, but I mean, not a lot of volume on this pattern. but still. All right, harsh reality, I have it 5 by 5.5 by 2. This ball is probably one of my, I've used this a lot in longer patterns lately, with some success, so same spot as the XL. Nice. You could just tell that ball dug in the lane, tried to make its motion, and it didn't want to go. You can definitely tell the separation with the core and cover socks on these two balls. XL is a little weaker cover, weaker core, a little bit better on this pattern. People think it because it's out hooks it, it's a stronger ball, but it's really not. So XL in the same spot. Good, right, this ball just really continues. Around this ball, benchmark ball. In Storm, they got 2 great benchmark balls. So let's see what the hype's all about. Definitely clean. A little more pop on the back than I thought it would have, but it is a hybrid. We're going to 2-in-1 off the 8-pin. We're around 25 with our feet. Looking 14. Ball is really clean. It gets on lane, I noticed. I do have my Phase 2 and IQ Tour with me. Both feel the same. So I'm going to throw the Phase 2 first in that same spot. I imagine the Phase 2 is going to be stronger. Similar motion, maybe it's a hair earlier, but I always had the Phase 2 stronger on the back end. It definitely picks up earlier, a little smoother, not as much in the back. Overall strength, they're close, but the Phase 2 is definitely a little bit more. IQ Tour. Obviously, I've had this ball in my bag for a long time. So, we're going to start same spot. I imagine this ball is going to be way weaker, cleaner. Definitely a little slower. Definitely kind of stored energy enough. I got a little spinny with that one in my hand, but you can tell the motion wasn't the same. I mean, this ball's good. Benchmark ball. If you're looking for something in between the two, I'd definitely get the Ion Pro.
Turtle cell was the last cell that I liked, and all right, so let's see how this one goes. I throw a couple shots in practice, standing about 20, and I'm looking at 15. So right around where Anthony was playing on the left side. This ball rolls up real early. I mean, it's low volume pattern, but it rolls up real early, but it continues. That ball continues, doesn't it? What? That ball freaking continues. Yeah. Yeah, right now. To move 2-in-1 spots. Hopefully it comes up off that last shot. We'll see. Pretty good. Yeah, so I moved 2-in-1 left and still had enough energy to flip back. That was really good. Anthony tells me, because I try not to pay attention to equipment anymore, these are supposed to be pretty close. But, and this is pinned down. Sorry, thank you. The other one's pinned up, this is pinned down. Alright, stand at 20, I'll throw 15. Let's see if it comes back. Back. But it was definitely weaker though. It got down the lane a bit further than the cell. I did not think it was going to come back from there. It definitely got down the lane a lot longer than the cell. The cell read, you know, from my vantage point, it looks like 5 feet sooner. Now I'm at 24, and I am looking at 17. Ball almost took out the 10 pin, but this one's definitely weaker than the cell. I'm going to switch back to the cell, stand in the same exact spot, see if I can get the cell to come back. My guess is it's going to be a little lazy. So again, I'm at 24, looking at 17. Pretty steep angle, but let's see how it comes back. Definitely more forward would have made it there. Cell's a really good ball. It reads a little sooner than my absolute power, but it's money. So, look at the Ion Pro. I have no idea what this is going to do. So I'm going to stand at 18. I'm going to look at 19, or excuse me, 14. That was pretty good. Yeah, that hooks. Wow. I'm going to move 4 boards off that shot. I'm going to go to 22. I'm going to look at 17. That was not good. But this is very, for me, it comes off the corner very hard compared to the Excel, which is a lot more rollier. This one gets down the lane, hits the friction, and goes left. Gets down the lane a lot longer than the Excel for sure. So I'm going to go in another 4. Now I'm at 30, or excuse me, 25, can't count. And I am looking at 19. Ball's got way more energy than the Excel, way more. So I'm at 19, excuse me, I'm at 25, looking at 19. Ball's getting around 10 down lane, and it is just charging back. It's got so much energy down lane. There's not a lot of solid surface balls that I'm used to for me, because I'm a little slower than a lot of players. There's not a lot of solid surface bowling balls that I'm able to get down the lane like that and still have a lot of energy. So this is a very different kind of reaction for me personally. I'm gonna throw my IQ tour and then see how close they are. Difference between these two, obviously, this is a symmetrical, last one's an asymmetrical, but they're supposed to be, according to Anthony, somewhat close. So again, I'm sitting 25, looking at 19. See if this ball makes it back. A little bit lazier on the back end, a little more forward. That ball, the Ion Pro, has that flip and continuation. I'm gonna move 2 right, just to see if I can throw a strike with this thing. Alright, I'll take that. It's good enough for me. But, wow, I'm gonna throw one more with this because I got it, because I want it. With the Ion, just watch it, flip down lane, because it looks good. Go back to 25. I'm actually going to go to 27, see if I can make this thing work from there. 27, looking at 20. That's amazing. What a ball. Wow.
We're back! Not gonna screw it up this time. We're gonna do your XL. We are on beaten path, 41 feet. 5.5 to 1. We're gonna stand at 17, and we're gonna look at about 12 here, see if we can make a halfway okay shot. It wasn't half bad. Hopefully I wasn't in front of the camera down there. That was pretty good. Pretty flush here. This pattern's a little bit wider, so my ball's going down the lane a little bit better. There's not as much recovery, so I can't blow through the break point as hard. The cell on the other pattern hooked a little too early. On this beaten path, it is just right. And it doesn't go too far down the lane. So now we're going to throw the Ion Pro, Kiwi Tart. This is more of a milder asymmetrical ball. We're gonna go 2 left. We're gonna stand at 15, and we're gonna look at a left. That one's definitely just a little bit slower for me, a little bit smoother. That's 2 left from where the cell was. So we're gonna leave that shot in there. That's the one we're gonna want to use because that's gonna tell you, hey, that might be about 3 less than the ion, and I think it's a little slower. Bonus ball, lightning, weaker core, REX cover. This ball typically would not see this type of the pattern. It's a little fresher pattern, so we're gonna stand a little farther left, see if we keep it on line. Okay, that's better. That's a little bit left of where the cell was. It was a very similar spot to where the ion was. The ion, I think, just kind of is a little smoother. The lightning blackout is cleaner and whippier. Make sure you head down to your local VIP shop. Come see me in the lab, Town and Country Lanes. You can go see Matt over at Revolutions. He's pretty alright too.
We got the XL on beaten path. I'm going to start on 25, I think. I bowl in this pattern a lot, so I kind of know where to bowl on this. Wasn't bad, wasn't the greatest. Kind of rolled a little. Definitely didn't tumble like I thought. You can tell the motion. This ball doesn't quit. Even with the 4-inch pin for me, you really burn up. That ball just wants to continue.
2 lefty 9s?
It is.
2 lefty 9s, baby.
Listen, I'm not going to throw them better than that, so I'll stick with my stone 9. Moving on to the ion throw. We're going to stand a little deeper. We're going to start where we finished over there. So 27, 28 with our feet. This is the ball this is the phase 2 on this pattern I would start with. This one I just blew it left, spun it off my hand. And hockey stick, it did everything. It checked all the boxes. I mean,
Miss hook strike.
yeah, when you want a ball, you can miss it. No one's perfect. Even the pros aren't perfect. So if you find a ball you have area with, it works. You can definitely tell this Iron Pro is a little stronger in the back end than, say, Phase 2, IQ Tour. So if you want something like in between them, but as strong or benchmarky, I definitely look at the Ion. So one more shot with the Ion. That ball speaks for itself. It lives up to the hype. So pick up yours today.
Here we are. Are we on boardwalk? No, I said that before. Beaten path. Here we go. Under the boardwalk. All right, so beaten path. I got the XL out here. Let's see. I am at 22. I'm gonna be looking at 17. We just bowled on Main Street, and this is reacting very similarly, except it does get down the lane a little bit longer, but they're both 41 feet. So let's see how this goes.
I missed right.
Missed right into that pin, but yeah, you can see the recovery is way less on the challenge shot here. So let's see if I can throw a good one. I'm going to stay in the same spot, 22, looking at 17, and I'm going to try to throw a good one. That's a little better. That ball rolls good. On this shot, it definitely gets down the lane a lot more than on the recreation shot, which there's slightly more volume, and there's also more oil to the outside, so it's going to get down the lane a little bit more. Let's see if I can go a couple more left. Might be a little lazy. That's kind of what I expected. I moved a little left, 2 and 1. Did get around it a little bit, but made it to the head pin. Didn't take out the 10 pin, so that's a good thing to see because I know that I got just a little too far left with it. So I'm gonna switch to the ion now, and I think I actually think this would be a good ball to switch to out of the Excel, because if I'm lazy now at 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I can stand in that same spot. Looking at the same board, I'm looking at 18 right now. Let's see if it'll strike from there. That's a good ball to get out of the Excel from. So, I moved left with the Excel. It was lazy, didn't get the 10 out. Switched to the Ion Pro, and it cornered like no problem at all. So that is a really good ball to switch out of the Excel to. Stand at 25. I'm looking at 17 or 18. That's better. That was much better. That ball works really good there. So again, I started with the Excel, moved left. It didn't work. It was too lazy off the spot. Switch to the Ion Pro, and that thing corners really well. So that's a perfect ball to switch out of the XL to, and still have a lot of corner left. And I think I could still keep going left once the lanes start breaking down. And then you switch down the line from there. So 2 really good balls. All right, so we just got done throwing the XL and the Ion Pro. In my opinion, 2 very different balls, but what do you guys think?
Well, I think that the XL is in between, that high-end gem-like ball and that ball that's below it like an attention star. I think it fits right in the middle, exactly what they're advertising. For me, it's probably something I would start with because my gem, as you guys saw in the house shot, is a little bit more forward, a little bit more tumbly. This ball gives me a little bit more length, a little bit more pop down lane. Not tumbly, not angular, heavy rolling. It's a good heavy rolling piece. It's got a good directional change to it. And the Ion Pro for me is a little bit smoother. Yours twos was a little whippier than mine was. I think mine's a little bit slower. It's definitely a little bit more than my IQ Tour and a little bit less than the Phase 2. It's got a little bit more torque than the Phase 2. And then you guys got a little extra tidbit from me from the Lightning Blackout. This ball for me is definitely cleaner than both I threw the IQ and the Ion Pro. On house shot, this ball's cleaner. It definitely comes off it a little bit harder, but with the stronger cover stock, it's a little bit slower. Not as whippy as some of the stuff in this line you would see. It handles a little bit more oil better. What do you think, Matthew?
I agree. The XL I thought was a little bit weaker than I thought. Wasn't as strong as some of the bigger ASIMs, but it is still going to be that probably #1 ball in most people's bags. Lower rev people are going to love this ball because it's not going to burn up at them as quick. The Ion Pro, higher rev people are going to like just because of the change of direction. I can see this not being a benchmark ball. I can see this being a #2 ball. Front start to go a little. You need a little bit more angle, but not like a pro ball yet. Definitely Ion Pro.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy that says it, but for me, the XL read the mid lanes and then cornered and continued.
Yeah.
But the Ion Pro was a lot cleaner and cornered really hard. So I completely concur that this would be before, in my opinion, the Ion Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little more speed dominant, rep deficient, lean towards this XL. If you've got a little bit less speed or a little bit more hand, definitely lean towards this Ion Pro, especially if you're bowling the house shots. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit cleaner than both, you can get the Lightning Blackout. It's I'd say it's a little bit similar in shape, a little bit cleaner, not as poppy as some of the other stuff. What else you got, Kyle? What else do you have?
Well, what else do I have? Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel. Don't forget to check out Downlane Podcast every Thursday night during the bowling season at 7 p.m. What else you got?
Thank you to our sponsors. Zello Gear for Kyle.
Woo!
I'm going to do Vice and Storm. Matthew.
Also Vice and Storm.
And Bullfy.
Yes, and Bullify.
Make sure you use his code.
Fazzone 22.
That's
make-
Fazzone with 2 Z's.
Fazzone with 2 Z's. We'll link it in the description below for Bullfy. Kyle's is Will Bowl, the number 4, food at zellogear.com. And if you're looking to stop by and see us at your Storm local VIP shop, I'm at Town and Country Lanes, the Lab, and Matt's going to be at Revolutions Pro Shop
Woo!
in Latham Boulevard or Del Lanes. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you comment below which one you're most looking forward to, and we'll see you next time on the Down Lane Bowling Channel.